Doing a pre-show here. If you are watching on any other social media other than the Freedom Hub app or your Spreely TV free app for your Apple Fire Stick or Roku, this is going to be the first. It's always the first 15 minutes of the Rants of Izzo show here. We stream it to a couple different platforms, upload it to a couple different platforms for your viewing pleasure. I hope that you enjoy it. But if you want the full show, you have to go to rantsofizzo.com or download the Freedom Hub app for your smartphone or Spreely TV app for your TV. We are live in 2 minutes and 30 seconds. December 1st, happy, December already, holy crap. One minute and 30 seconds here, Rants of Izzo show. If you're listening on any of the like we stream on Spaces or whatever the hell it is for Twitter now, YouTube, we have the first 15 minutes, and Rumble, Facebook, all that stuff. If you want the entire full show, you have to go to rantsofizzo.com or back up what you say, right? I'm a patriot. I support small businesses. Bullshit. Prove it. Go download the Freedom Hub app, all one word, Freedom Hub app to your smartphone. And support Spreely Media there. Everybody likes to say, oh, we have free speech. No, you don't have free speech. Your sister's ass, you know. All right, 30 seconds going live. All right, kids, see you over on the Spreely Freedom Hub app on your smartphone or rantsofizzo.com.
Sit down, shut up, and pay attention.
Damn!
This is the Rants of Izzo Show with your host, Dominick Izzo, from porn to politics. We touch every third rail we can find. You might want to put your headphones on so your mom can't hear this. It's been called the most entertaining 60 minutes on the internet, and it starts now. Let's do this.
All right, happy December 1st. It's Rants of Izzo Show here on Spreely Media. We are live every Monday through Friday. Oh, fuck, you know by now. We're live every Monday through Friday, right? We come to you, we talk to you about everything from porn to politics. And my God, you guys are so oversaturated on the politics. It is insane. You have no idea how to get it through your heads in life. Maybe it's just my head, right? So yesterday was the DeSantis and Gavin Newsom debate. I didn't watch. I couldn't give a shit about it. I don't care. Right now, like in this specific moment, my head is fucking pounding because of information overload. Because, yes, I'm one of those people that before the day starts, you know, got to open up your phone. As the day ends, I probably got up 3 times in the middle of the night because I got to let the puppy out. So she's pissing shit on the floor. And then before I go back to bed, it is nonstop. Oh, let's see what's on Instagram, Twitter, this and that. I will tell you, I am dangerously close to being one of those people. I don't fly, but if I did fly, I'm dangerously close to being one of those people who, if I was in an airplane going down, and I was having an argument with somebody online, or if the pilot said, "Hey, we're all about to crash," I would open up my Twitter or Facebook or anything else to see who the fuck I can argue with for the last second, just to get the last word in. That's me. And when I knew that, when I had a problem with this, I used to be involved in martial arts forums on Facebook like 10 years ago. When I realized this social media shit was a legitimate problem, I was arguing with a guy in Europe. I think he was in Holland. And he's clearly, 6, 7, 8 hours ahead of me. And I was arguing with him, and then he went silent. And then I'm like, and it was probably 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon on my end. And I'm like, okay, waiting. I must have refreshed my Facebook. God knows how many times for the next several hours before I went, oh shit, he's asleep. And I waited till the next day to finish the argument. It's 2023. We're in the last month of 2023. I have no clue. I don't have a damn clue what the argument was about. Nothing. But at the time, I was blind, pissed, red mad, all that kind of crap. No idea. And I think that's where a lot of us are today. Listen, a couple different things. I'm looking at the comments. And again, remember, if I criticize something, it's because I have a problem with this addiction too, right? It's getting the last fucking word in and thinking that my word means anything. End of story. It doesn't. My words don't mean shit, right? I mean, I put up an opinion, I put up a view, and you like it, you don't like it. I am somebody who does his best not to comment on when people comment on my shit. If I put it publicly, yeah, you know what? You want to come on there and say you're wrong? Hey, great. That's fantastic. I appreciate the comment. Take the best of the rest of your day on there. It's a legitimate question as we think about this collectively for a second together. Are you falling into the gravity, the tractor beam gravity, almost like the Death Star of this political horse shit? And it's something to think about. I've been more involved on Twitter or Spaces or whatever the hell it is the last several weeks than I am in most other things. And it's binary. It's completely binary. You're either pro-Trump or you're not. End of story. And I'm looking at some of the liberal social media accounts on there who they're clearly anti-Trump. And like Harry Sissons is a great one, right? He's a kid. He's a young man who clearly is being told exactly what to say and how to say it. He's just got a fluidity in the way he speaks, so they script him 100%, just like AOC was. And I'm blown away because Harry is painting himself into a corner, just like David Hogue, and just like I used to. And that was a big fear of mine, was being, actors are always afraid of being typecast. These fuckers are typecasting themselves for the rest of their lives. The internet is forever, and people like Harry Sissons, David Hogue, are painting themselves into a corner of this is their identity, Joe Biden. When Joe Biden comes out, and I don't know, it is 100% accurate that he raped Tara Reid, that he is a racist, that Hunter and him had business deals that were all fucked up, that he did shower with his daughter. None of that is going to matter because his minions out there in the world of social media will defend everything they can. They'll go back to the whole, well, Trump said to grab him by the pussy, or Trump said he would date his daughter. So the first problem we have is I look at these people who have like kids on there. I'm like, how the fuck are you actively living your life with your kids when you're spending all day tweeting in defense of Biden, which they have to be being paid, right? I'm assuming they'd be paid. The same thing is with you, what do you call it? You conservatives who ride the Trump dick nonstop. Holy shit, you ride the Trump dick nonstop. That becomes your identity. That becomes your life. And I'm looking at the comments yesterday with, Ron DeSanctimonious lost and this and that. Are you fucking completely sucked in to where your identity is, yes, Daddy Trump, I'm going to vote for you harder. And then your friends, family, business, Like, I have to wonder how many of you have small businesses that you fucked up because you're so focused on politics, and these politicians aren't going to do the same damn thing for you. You're late. You're going to get fined today.
That's good. I'm fine with that. I'm new to trying to put on a leg and
what
walk,
happened with
and
your leg?
I had to put it on. I didn't have it on this morning, and I have to leave right after we get off the air. So I was trying to get all this done because I don't have time to put the leg on after the show. So I was trying to get it done before the show. It's a pain in the ass. You have to put this sleeve that goes basically all the way up your nub to your ass, and it's got a big magnet on the end, and you got to put it inside the sleeve of the leg, and it has to connect, and then you might got to make sure it's straight so your foot's not off like this or like that.
Why don't you just super glue it?
I mean, it's possible. I keep wondering, why isn't there just some robotic thing they can attach, where I don't have to think about anything?
In the movies, that's how they do it, right? You come up and you got that magnetic, like I was watching Hellboy, whatever, even though even though Ron Perlman's a fucking liberal cunt. I was watching the original Hellboy where that doctor who self-mutilated himself just picks up a hand, and he's got like a nub on there that's metal, attaches right to it, and the fingers start moving. So maybe you're just a decade behind the prosthesis, if you will.
I mean, I guess so. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. That's my thing. It's like that scene in Talladega Nights with Will Ferrell. It's like I don't know what to do with my hands. That's pretty much where I'm at right now with the prosthetic. And it's weird because, you get to walk on because you're not used to putting pressure on one side.
Yeah.
For like 3.5 months, they're like, don't go right, you'll break your face. And now everybody's like, go ahead and put all your weight on that. I'm like, I'm good. You try it.
Yeah.
And but it's weird because it doesn't walk for you. So you have to actually kick it out, like with your pelvis, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So you have to kick the leg out and then have it hit. And then so you're walking with your one good leg and then kicking the prosthetic out and trying to, dude, it's weird.
I'm gonna throw banana peels in your house just so you can wind up practicing.
That's why I'm going to get lessons today. Start physical therapy for the first time today.
Hey, I want you have this issue that I'm talking about, and you and I have had many private conversations about this whole incessant, nonstop like people becoming the ideology of who they are based on their social media posts. How you have a real fucking conundrum because you've got a very, very, very large, 750,000 people following you on Twitter. You started this countless years ago. You switched from sports and entertainment into politics. How do you not get consumed into you're just Matt Couch, Trump representative, right? And it's like that because I'm sure you've had this where people are like, you go ahead and post about, I don't know, somebody listened to you talk about Arby's yesterday and this and that, and then they go to your Twitter and say, I'm not here to listen to you talk about Arby's, man. I want to hear what your views are on Trump and blah, blah, blah. How do you juggle all that shit? Because I don't know if people realize this, but this is the war. The war is not bullets and fucking bombs. And all. The war is fought online, getting people to consume themselves, spark their cortisol level, be blinded by pride, and just destroy themselves. How are you not doing that with your massive responsibility?
I mean, I just don't care what people think anymore. That's just me. I used to care a lot, and that was kind of one of my downfalls. I'm a people pleaser, but I mean, on social media I'm just so tired of the armchair quarterbacks, if you will. It seems like everybody who has something to say doesn't use their real name. If you notice that.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It's like it's just they're all anons with different names and different avatars and or whatever the hell you call them. So I mean, I've got to the point where it's like I'm trying to get different dialogue and conversations going on X and other platforms, and it seems like everything's became politicized. Even that's why I quit watching the NFL.
We know,
not because they didn't support President Trump, just because if I'm turning into a football game, I want to watch football. I don't care who you vote for. I don't want to talk politics when I'm watching sports.
Do you think this has become an addiction, though, to where even it's infiltrated? Your dopamine spike is now, oh, my God. When we were younger, Because I Said So was such a No. I Told You So was such a glorious, what do you call it? Like end result to something. We're at a day and age where, I don't know, like, let's just say for argument's sake, you and I discussed that there's going to be voter fraud in 2024. 2024 comes and goes. It's now December. They've got all the ballots finally tallied, and we find out there's voter fraud. And then I come on, I'm like, oh my God, we told you so. December 1st, 2023. It's that feeling of being able to say that is what people are just craving for, and it has absolutely zero effect on anything else. We've been talking about this the other day. You have like a massive discovery now with the Seth Rich murder. We have whatever is going on with Hunter Biden. Every major story that's left like a teaser at the season finale of like your favorite Netflix series, and you're waiting. It's never. The media is so good, and maybe they got that from Netflix by just polluting our minds with nonstop binge-watching shit, knowing that we're on the edge for the next thing. I wonder if that's a government mind game of give them a political story to be outraged over it. They'll ignore their children. They'll ignore their jobs. They'll ignore their responsibilities, their health, all this. And then 6 months down the road, let's go, hey, we're following up with this, and it turned out that this happened. And then go another 6 months, 6 years, because there's going to be no closure to that. Do you think that ultimately lack of closure in any issue is keeping us on this fucking hamster wheel to where, yeah, you go watch NFL and you're like, all right, I haven't seen a commercial for anything woke in 45 minutes. I gotta go back on my phone. Do you think you are, or you as a general, that we are programmed and addicted to not having closure and being nonstop fed this shit?
I don't know why people can't break away. Like and it's one of those things where it's like, so, you ask, what do I'll be trying to get conversation going that has nothing to do with politics, right? I'll be like, you've seen me make this post 100 times over the last few months. It's
no one cares about your post. It's stupid. It's so dumb. That's where I'm going with this. You have 700,000
that's
people.
where I'm going too. We're on the same path. It's like, if I'm like, hey, just had made a great dinner, got the Christmas lights up, watching my favorite Christmas movie, what's yours? And then like 80% of the comments are about politics.
Yep.
It's insane.
It makes no sense whatsoever. I don't understand. People can't divert from that. And that's where I went from my social media. 100% was the issue with, like when I first started social media, it was like martial arts was my base. And then I started to talk about my faith, and people were like, we don't care about that. Talk more about this. Then I went to law enforcement, and people were like, we want to talk about your law enforcement stuff. When I decided to start, running businesses, like my businesses, I had to stop giving a shit. To watch the rest of this episode of the Rants of Izzo show, you could either go to therantsofizzo.com or download the Freedom Hub app from your smartphone. You can either watch the full version in video format or listen to it on our podcast. On behalf of all of us here at Spreely Media, thanks for watching.